Spotlight. I'm Earl Morgan, your host, with my co-host Tinia Bland.
Good evening, everyone.
And this segment of the show, we have Pat Callagher, president of the Hudson County Building Trades, and a young apprentice.
Joe Robertson.
My young apprentice. Joe Robertson, who is an apprentice in the plumbing trade. And we're going to talk a little bit we're going to continue talking about this program, which is so monumental in this town because this is really what we've been needing around here. You know, in my next life, Joe, I'm coming back to plumbing. Because I want to make some money.
You know why this is so good, Earl? Because if we look around the country right now, so many neighborhoods are having turmoil. And the one thing that sews everything together is that young people are talking about not having opportunity. That is it, and that is so important because Jersey City has worked very hard with collaborations on all sides of the table to make sure that we don't have that here. Our young people are getting that opportunity, and we have the people that weren't told. It wasn't a study that said this is what we should do. They had the ingenuity and the will to make this happen. That's what's so great about this program.
You know, it strikes me that this is, you know, I tried very hard to get this particular show together. I bugged Bill, I called Joe, they told me that they had you, so, and the reason was, we saw what happened this week in Baltimore. Now, a lot of all those problems are simply a matter of jobs and education. Pete, let me tell you, I believe this, that if you give a guy a job, give him a job, a way to make a living, he gets a little car, a little cable, you know, some beer on the weekends, some cable TV to watch. He doesn't want to go out there in the street and carry on. You know, not only that, he doesn't want anybody else out in the street carrying on. So this is the kind of program that makes, not only that, but it makes it possible to make people can make what I call a gainful wage.
And I agree with you, Earl. And I think over the years we struggled with the city of Jersey City with council people saying, here, call the union guy. I took 7 apprentices in last year. With the help of Freeholder O'Day, he gave me 2. I had 5 of them as pre-trainees working in projects in Weehawken and other spots. The building trades, as my commitment as a proposal in 24 the building trades, are committed to put men and women into all their programs with all the work opportunities, and we will give them all the information to get there. But now with the program that we set up with Impact, it's a perfect program for them not to fail. The only way they fail is they don't show up for work, they don't show up for the job. Like Joseph Robertson here, him and 4 other members of Jersey City went for an interview for my biggest contractor, F&G. They had an interview at 10 o'clock. Joseph was the only driver. He picked them all up. He was waiting in the lobby for me at 9:30, waiting to be interviewed for the biggest contractor in the local.
Excellent.
And they called me from the road. They said, Sal Fischera, who runs F&G on, he says, you got 4 Jersey City kids waiting for you. I said, that's good. Well, that's important because it's responsibility. I said to Joseph, I called him that Sunday night. I said, Joseph, make sure you're there ahead of time. The other men and women don't have a car. Picked them up, and he united. And with this organization, the Impact, everybody's being a unit and working together and communicating. And what you said, Earl, before with Freeholder O'Day, I have a Jersey City kid, hasn't had a car in 2 years, but he's able to get out to my union hall out in West Florida. He takes a bus. And he gets out there once a week. And the good thing, there is Jersey City kids, but he used to do that. He drove, it took him 5 o'clock in the morning. He left his house in Jersey City because he couldn't afford a car. But he got out to school every day and he waited for the bus to take him home until he got enough money to buy that car.
Well, you know the other piece of that, having grown up in Jersey City, back in the quote unquote good old days, when we had jobs. There were a lot of jobs. They didn't pay anything, but you had a little factory here. This place was full of them, where you could go and make a minimum wage. It didn't make a lot, but you were able to survive on it. You know, it kept families going. Mothers and fathers had jobs, kids had jobs. But to make what people in the buildings trades make, which is a real sensible wage, Tell me, can you give us some idea what plumbers, electricians, what they
A
pay?
plumber apprentice makes $15.80 without the package. When he becomes a journeyman or woman, he makes $50 an hour and $30 in the package. Joseph will have, in 6 months, he'll have health coverage, he'll have an annuity package, he'll have a personal fund, and he'll have a pension starting out. So that's a program that goes through. He continues each hour, and every year he gets a raise, and more of a percentage is put in as an apprentice. He topped $22 second year, $30, $40, and then he jumps. So he'll have a point in his life he'll be doing very well, and not just with Jersey City. I can have Joseph work for that contract F&G. Joseph, I want to send you to Newark for a job. I want to send you, our whole territory is all northern New Jersey. And that's why when the freeholder spoke how key, important of getting a license, when I sat there and went to the Bethune Center before old administration, I had 300 applications. They were terrible. They didn't have anything, they didn't fill it out. I sat there with Jonathan and the freeholder, and I told the men and women to be patient and fill it out. Ask the place, where is that, New York City? If you're going to fill out an application, you're going to fill it out in Jersey City. And that's where the key is, starting off with them in caring. And putting the time in the building trades, we know the importance. We're not here to, Mr. Callagher, I hear at the job, I'll do anything. We're here to give you a career, to feed your family, and to give them benefits and give them a career, and then one day buy a house in Jersey City, or one day buy a house in Hudson County, or buy a house so they have peace of mind and stuff like that. That's what we're here for.
That's the point. These are career positions. These are real jobs. These are the jobs that you buy your home with. And there was a key word he said, caring. This is what happens when people care.
And Joseph is a perfect point. He started off with F&G, one of my biggest contractors. He does housing work. We struggled for years, and I love Maria Mayer. Me and her used to butt heads all the time. And it was a housing authority, and I talked to her. I said, you know what? I said, let's have a job fair there. Well, they'll never pass the aptitude test. If you don't give them a chance. I took 4 kids into the program that worked the Section 3, what he's doing today, and they're working in Jersey City. They're working on Joe Panapinto's high-rise in Jersey City. It can work on a bigger scale. Because you know what? If the person struggles, Joseph took the test, he passed the test, he passed a couple of tests in the program, he wanted to be a plumber. But sometimes men and women, they can't pass. You have to, the Department of Labor gives you an aptitude test that you need to pass. If you don't pass that, and you get into the program, you're going to struggle for 5 years. And Joseph's going to be reading books. He's got an 8-hour day where he's going to be learning on the job and going to school. So when Joseph Robertson becomes, you know what he said to my biggest contractor? He wants one day to be a minority contractor in Jersey City doing plumbing. When F&G said, when he saw that F&G said, I was like, because he wanted to be a contractor. Did you say that to him? Yeah, he wanted to be a contractor, a plumbing contractor, and do work in Jersey City. So that goes a long way. And you know what he did? He did his homework. He found out about MCOR, and he asked the owner, vice president of MCOR, do I get stock options? Because I know the stocks are good. All right, Joseph? But Earl, it's a collaboration where the freeholder, to his credit, has been a great proponent. The county exec, the freeholders, the councilman, Mayor Fulop, the employment of Jim McGreevy, everybody pulling up their shirts and working together, and the AFL-CIO Investment Trust Fund. Carol Nixon and Andrew Pfeiffer in the New York office. They came that night when I was there and they spoke. And when they said they were going to put in 10,000, they put in 20,000. I was just with the big representatives from the AFL, Eric Price and Steve Coyle. Well, how much more money you need? And to this day, to this freeholder's credit and this mayor's credit and everybody, the building trades are doing the first ever homeless vet 8 apartments on 665 Ocean Avenue. The unions are donating the labor free, and the contractors are donating the material. And you know what, I say this to Billy, for 25 years I've been doing rebuilding together. I did over $3.2 million worth of work in Jersey City. Between, I can tell you, houses I've been in 4 or 5 times, where men and women struggle. I started off with 4 plumbers 20 years ago. I have 140 men and women that are journeymen and women that come back on a Saturday to St. Pat's to fix people's houses. That's plumbers, carpenters, electricians, laborers, masons, and stuff like that, because we know it's the right thing to do.
It seems like we have a crack in the door. How do we open it further? You said you have 40. How do we make it 100?
Well, we want to get these 40 in, and then we start testing the other 100 in. We
Okay.
need to get, but we start with the 40 and start placing it with Joseph and stuff. The process we wish could be, call the union guys, I'll get you a job tomorrow. It doesn't work out that way because we have a process where once a year we give our test. We're looking to change it to do it twice a year. Other trades do it 3 or 4 times a year. But what we don't want to do, we want them to be prepared when they go take that test. They pass it the first time. If not, they come back and we help them with schooling and other thing else. Maybe it's not carpenter, maybe you want to be a laborer, but we give them three trades that they're looking to do. But we don't leave them behind.
Right, we're just about out of time now. So,
How do they?
I was just gonna say,
Let's go over
how do we go over how they enroll, where they go to get?
Well, as Freeholder O'Day said, I'm Impact. There's a program. Jonathan, you have his number. I could always give you my email. It's P. Callagher at plumbers24.org.
One more time.
P. Callagher, P-K-E-L-L-E-H-E-R at plumbers, P-L-U-M-B-E-R-S 24.org. And I'm always, as Earl knows, I'm always in Jersey City in a Freeholder every day. In Jersey City, you can get in touch with me. My telephone number is 201-407-3527.
Give it just one more time.
201-407-3527.
All right, we're out of time for this segment. Our next segment, we will have Ms. Crystal on, who will give us some insights into her program, which you will find, I think, very interesting.
Congratulations.
Congress.